should not be in charge of the Pentagon.
It is not hyperbole to say that we have never seen a candidate, at least in modern times, to lead our soldiers and our troops as dangerously and woefully unqualified as Pete Hegseth.
While Senate Majority Leader John Thune says Pete Hegseth is the right man to lead the Pentagon.
A veteran of the Army National Guard who served tours in Iraq and Afghanistan, Mr. Hegseth will bring a warrior's perspective to the role of Defense Secretary and will provide much needed fresh air at the Pentagon. Gone will be the days of woke distractions. The Pentagon's focus will be on war fighting.
Tens of thousands of people came to Washington for the annual March for Life Friday. After decades of fighting to overturn Roe v. Wade, organizers are now focusing on the multiple state-by-state battles taking place over abortion. On Wall Street, the Dow down by 140 points. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Heard me talk about Relief Factor and how so many people enjoy a better, more pain-free life because of it. If you're dealing with everyday pain, it makes sense you'd want to try it first. Well, Relief Factor makes that pretty pain-free, too, with their 3-week Quick Start Kit for only $19.95, less than $1 a day. Relief Factor is a daily supplement that fights pain naturally. Relief Factor doesn't just mask pain temporarily, it helps reduce or eliminate pain. Visit ReliefFactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor.
Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer lets you easily compare direct rates from different insurance companies, so you can be confident you're getting the right one, even if it's not with Progressive. Way more confident than you were when you tried online gaming. Who knew 12-year-old boys could be so mean? And where did they learn to swear like that? 2 hours of losing to these underage trash talkers, and you're starting to question if maybe you really should stick to pickleball and other boomer stuff. So use Progressive's Auto Quote Explorer and be confident you're getting insurance that's right for you. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
There's been an arrest in the death of a Vermont Border Patrol agent who was shot during a traffic stop. We hear more on this story from correspondent Lisa Dwyer reporting.
The FBI has now arrested 21-year-old Teresa Youngblood in the fatal shooting of a U.S. Border Patrol agent, David Mayland. Youngblood and a German man who died in the firefight Monday had been under surveillance in the days leading up to the stop. Investigators had been performing periodic surveillance of the pair since January 14th, after an employee at a hotel where they were staying raised concerns. Authorities later found ballistic equipment, electronic devices, and ammunition in the car, along with travel and lodging information from multiple states and an apparent journal. I'm Lisa Dwyer.
News and analysis at townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. It was a chilly opening day for 2 giant pandas from China at Washington, D.C.'s National Zoo.
2 giant pandas, Bao Li and Qing Bao, made their debut to the public at the Smithsonian National Zoo in Washington.
It is a great delight to come to the District of Panda.
Chinese Ambassador Xi Feng.
And witness the debut of Bao Li and Qing Bao together with all of you.
One Arlington, Virginia resident, Tanya Griffin, took the day off work to see the pandas.
It's very exciting. My inner child is coming out.
I'm Haya Panjwani.
The Trump administration is expanding the use of a fast-track deportation authority nationwide. Expedited removal gives enforcement agencies broad authority to deport people without appearing before an immigration judge. There are limited exceptions, including if they express fear of returning home. More at townhall.com.
This is a special presentation of high school basketball on WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High school basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Reading, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis, Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, Pizza Como, Reading Fight and Phil's, Savage Auto Group, Shore Stay Best Western Hotel in Reading, and Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society.
Now for all the action, let's go courtside with Bob McCool and Rich Scarcella.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. WE's coverage of Berks County High School basketball continues tonight. It's the Berks Catholic Saints, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs in a Berks Girls Conference Division I matchup. The Mustangs are 10-6 overall and 6-2 in the middle of things in Division I. The Saints right now in it, but on the precipice. They are 4-4 overall in the division and 8-9 overall. It's the Mustangs and the Saints in a big girls conference matchup tonight here on WEU. High School Basketball is presented by Savage Auto Group, and it is live on 8:30 a.m., the voice of Berks and beyond. You can watch all of our coverage for free as well. It's on our YouTube channel. That's at 8:30 WEU Sports, or you can watch it on Facebook Live as well on our Facebook page at WEU. We're going to take a timeout, back with our pregame show from Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium right after this.
Shopping at Redner's has never been easier or more convenient with Redner's Ready, the order online and pickup service for Redner's Markets. Visit rednersmarkets.com and click on the Redner's Ready icon. Then choose your items, pay online, and pick up your order in any of the designated Redner's Ready parking spaces, and your groceries will be brought right to your car. It's Redner's Ready, the convenient online order and pickup service available only at rednersmarkets.com.
It seems like the cost of everything is on the rise, but Erie Insurance can help make sure your auto insurance premium isn't one of them. Avoid rate increases with Erie Rate Lock. Even if you have a claim, your rates won't go up until you change a car, driver, or address.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock is not available in all states. Other conditions and limitations at erieinsurance.com. Go to erieinsurance.com for company licensure and product details.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Welcome back to Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium alongside Rich Scarcella. My name is Bob McCool, getting you set for a girls basketball matchup tonight here on WEU, the Governor Mifflin Mustangs and the Berks Catholic Saints. Mustangs coach behind Mike Clark, now in his 13th season in Shillington, and he's done nothing but win basketball games. He's won 216 games after spending a couple seasons coaching with his daughter at Ole, making a move to Governor Mifflin. He's had a lot of success with the Mustangs, and this season is in prime position to get back into the county playoffs and the District 3 playoffs as well, after his team went 15-10 a year ago. However, as we come into this basketball game, the Mustangs, a little bit of a situation, maybe a bit of a pickle with back-to-back losses against a very good Lebanon team with Kalia Correa, who is a Division I player at Lebanon. The Cedars are going to be a handful for the Lancaster Lebanon League and District 3 as well. But the head-scratcher was the loss to Muhlenberg. They lost to the Mules 54-50. And Mike Clark just kind of reminding us and reminding himself that it's a young basketball team that kind of got looking maybe a little bit beyond.
Yeah, they started 3 sophomores, 1 freshman, and 1 senior. And he said that they didn't shoot the ball particularly well against Muhlenberg or Lebanon. Missed a lot of layups and probably took Muhlenberg lightly. And that's a sign of immaturity. It's a sign of a young team. It happens. You just don't want to turn it into a slump and turn it into a regular thing. But Mifflin's looking to get back on track tonight. They defeated Berks Catholic by 20 earlier this season, back on December 13th. And, Mifflin, this is an important game for Mifflin for playoff positioning, but it's an even more important game for the Berks Catholic Saints, who are sitting outside the Berks County playoff situation right now. They're on the outside looking in. Bob Birmingham told us before the game they need to win at least 3 of their last 5 games, he feels, to make the county playoffs. They haven't missed the county playoffs in about 15 years. Or that goes back to when he was coaching Holy Name, not Berks Catholic. So it's a very important game for Berks Catholic. We'll see if the Saints respond like the Reading High boys did last night with their backs to the wall, played a very spirited game, played with a ton of energy and enthusiasm. We'll see if the Berks Catholic girls can do the same tonight.
And when we're flipping back into this direction for Mifflin, and again, as Rich said, they beat Berks Catholic 61-41. They beat Muhlenberg. They beat Berks Catholic. They beat Wilson 47-45. Their losses are to Reading and Muhlenberg. They beat Daniel Boone, Exeter, and Conrad Weiser as well. So the Mustangs right now at 6-2 in divisional play with that one big loss. Again, the loss to Reading High is one you can
there.
Live
with that.
Yeah, Wilson, Reading, Mifflin, and really Berks Catholic, they are really 4 interchangeable parts in terms of any given night. They could be either one of the other. But the Muhlenberg one could be one that could be something that could bite the Mustangs unless they can take care of business. But again, a lot to shake out over the course of the next week and a half. But we got a chance to see these Mustangs last year a couple of different occasions, and it is the youth. Youth being served for sure. As Rich said, 3 sophomores in the starting lineup along with a freshman. But we got to see those 3 sophomores last year, Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Bella Super. They are all extremely athletic. They're all extremely quick. But Bella Super has taken her game to a whole nother level. She is averaging just a tad under 20 points per game, including a career high a couple games ago of 30 against Conrad Weiser.
Yeah, she's averaging over 23 points a game in the last 6 games for the Mustangs. She could score from the inside and outside. She could go to the basket as well as anybody in the Berks League. And, you know, she's very, very dangerous. And, again, she's got to develop her game. She handles the ball most of the time, but I think that she also shares it. And by putting her, taking her off the ball, I think it creates more scoring opportunities for her. So we'll see. But right now, she's right there. She's going to be an all-county pick. There's no doubt about that. Whether she's player of the year or not is another story, but she might have to have an argument with Amaya Stewart there.
Yeah, there's a girl I'm missing who might have something to say about that since she's won 2 of them. But your point is well taken.
But Bella Super is almost a lock for all-county. And I don't have a vote. Let me make that clear. It's just a coach's vote. It's just an opinion.
Yeah, good move by you.
Yeah, just an opinion. But no, Mifflin is in 3rd place in Berks 1, in 14th place, in the District 3 6A power ratings. They have a plus 10.6 scoring margin. That means they've beaten a lot of teams convincingly. So they belong in both the county playoffs and the district playoffs. They want to kind of cement their position here tonight.
And the staple of what they're going to do and have their most success at is because of the athleticism of those 3 sophomores, Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Bella Super. They're going to come after you. They're going to come after you full court. They're going to try and trap you and force you into turnovers because you've got 3 players out there who are all guards, who are all athletic, and can make and force you into making mistakes and turn those into layups. And if the Mustangs have that working for them, they are a tough team to go against because they can frustrate the daylights out of you.
Yeah, they're very athletic, and you're going to see them throw a lot of different defenses at the Saints, put pressure on the basketball, create turnovers, and create easier scoring opportunities. We saw them a couple times last year, and, you know, Mike Clark told us before the game, and he's right. He goes, I just want to get to Santander Arena, which means for the county semifinals. And he's right. Usually when he gets there, they find a way to get to the championship game one way or the other. He's not wrong about that. And so, you know, they're one of the teams. I mean, they're clearly a contender. It's a wide open race. Wyomissing is the favorite, but I think there's a lot of teams with a good opportunity to make a run that week.
Well, his counterpart on the other bench has been to Santander Arena. He's been to the Giants Center. He's been to everywhere because he's been doing it for so long. Bob Birmingham is as successful as they can be. Berks County Hall of Famer. He is the all-time winningest coach in Berks County girls basketball history. He'd have more wins than anybody if the boys coach would get out of his way. But Snip Esley's got the most at 800-plus but Bob Birmingham is now at 657 wins in his career, whether it be at Holy Name or at Berks Catholic. He's done nothing but knows nothing but win. However, coming off a very unusual situation for him because it was a team a year ago that only went 12-13. They did make it into the county playoffs. They lost to Wilson. They made it in the District 3 playoffs as well. They lost to Bishop McDevitt in the quarterfinals, and then were bounced out by Eastern York in a consolation game. So it was a bit of a short season, an unusual season for the Saints in the sense that they were an under 500 team when it was all said and done. And that's where they find themselves tonight at 8-9 overall. And right now, the head scratcher is, unlike Governor Mifflin, who is very young, this is a Berks Catholic team that is very experienced, including two players in Sidney Corrado and Madison Langdon, who have not only been a part of this team for 4 years, they were on a district championship team, two players that came off the bench on a district championship team when they were ninth graders.
Yeah, this is not the season they anticipated when practice started. They lost a tough game to Conrad Weiser a couple of weeks ago, which really set them back when it came to the playoff race. And they're looking to be more aggressive. They're looking to free Madison Langdon up, who's drawn a lot of attention because she's been the most consistent scorer for the Saints. Bob Birmingham making a lineup change tonight. We'll get to it, but that's basically to free Madison Langdon to get her more open looks at the basket. She's their best scorer. She was just honored while we were on the air for scoring her 1,000th career point. She's got just 32 points in the last 4 Berks Catholic losses. So in order for the Saints to beat the Mustangs, they're going to need at least 14 or 15 points from Madison Langdon.
1,107 points now in her career, and more basketball to play for Madison Langdon. And it's time for us now to take a look at our keys to the game, and they're brought to you by RE/MAX Real Estate Agent Phil Macaronis. If you're buying or selling a home, Phil Macaronis is a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame with over 20 years of experience running countless buyers and sellers keys to their real estate transactions. And they want me to remind you he's also a Governor Mifflin graduate. You can call him at 610-670-2770. Ask for Phil Macaronis for the keys to buying and selling your home. It's the Mustangs and the Saints, and Rich Garcella has his keys to the game.
For the visiting Governor Mifflin Mustangs, they want to create turnovers with their defense, but they also want to limit turnovers on offense. That's been a bit of an issue for the Stangs recently. They also want to make their free throws. They've struggled at the line in recent games. They want to change that tonight. And the third key for the Stangs, don't allow Berks Catholic to get second shots. Defensive rebounding is going to be very important for Governor Mifflin. For Berks Catholic, it's pretty simple. Bob Birmingham, play hard, rebound, strong defense, and find the open girl. And that's a pretty basic thing, but they haven't been able to do that recently. They've lost 4 of their last 5 games coming into tonight, and they hope to change their fortune here at Wolf Gymnasium.
We know this about Bob Birmingham's teams. Doesn't matter what year it is, they always play defense, much like we talked about when we were here for the Wilson Berks Catholic boys game with Matt Coldren, Snip Essley. It starts with defense. You don't get on the floor unless you play good defense with a Bob Birmingham basketball team. The question for the Saints has been the other side, where the offense is. And by my numbers, 9 times in their 17 games this season, they have scored 40 or less points. You may have a good defense, but if you can't score much more than 40, you better have a phenomenal defense. And that's been the problem. The Saints' offense is just disappeared at times.
Yeah, Langdon has scored in their last 4 losses, she's just scored 32 points. And that's not putting the blame on her. That's because she's drawn more attention.
Correct.
She is their primary scorer. Sidney Corrado is averaging 10.6 a game. She scored 25, which I think is a career high, against the Lone Catholic, a really good opponent.
Yes.
The next 4 games, she scored 30 points. And so she only averaged like 7.5 points a game. They're not getting much production from the rest of the team. Liv Welker, 5.9. Molly McFadden, 4.7. Gianna Miranda, 3.5. Abby Cannon, a freshman, 2.4. They need more production from more people if they want to get into the Berks County playoffs.
It's time now for us to take a look at our starting lineups. They're brought to you by Victor Emmanuel Beneficial Society. They've been serving authentic homemade Italian dishes for over 100 years, and your new memberships are now being accepted, and it only costs you $10. Facility at 311 Hazel Street in Reading is also available for rental for private parties, banquets, and celebrations. Victor Emmanuel, the taste of Italy, right here in Reading. So for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs, we talked about these are two extraordinarily successful coaches. Mike Clark, 13 seasons, 216 wins, 112 losses with the Mustangs. And overall, including his 4 seasons at Ole, he's now over the 300-win barrier, 17 seasons, 309 and 130. And the 3 sophomores we talked about in the backcourt, Brooklyn George, 5'8", Bridget Martin, 5'6", Bella Super, 5'7", Saray Redinger, a name to remember, 5'10" freshman forward, along with Mia Vasquez. We didn't really mention her, but she's kind of been floating under the radar a bit in terms of she's not a sophomore and she's not that freshman, but she's that senior, and she's having a really good senior season, just under 10 points a game. And Bob Birmingham specifically talked about her because she hurt them, with 23 points in the first meeting between these two teams. For Bob Birmingham, 14 seasons since the formation of Berks Catholic, 258 and 120. Overall, with Holy Name and Berks Catholic combined, it's 36 seasons as a head coach, 657 wins, 326 losses. He passed his mentor, Lloyd Wolf, who won 626 games at Holy Name. Bob Birmingham, the all-time winningest coach in girls basketball history, and again, second all-time in the county behind Snip Essley. He's won 5 Berks titles. He's won 4 District 3 titles, and he's been to the state championships twice. Runner-up in 1993 with Holy Name, and a runner-up in 2018 with Berks Catholic. And this is the way the Saints will go. We said it is a senior-dominated team, and here's the seniors. Madison Langdon, we just talked about her and her 1,000-point career, 5'4" senior, to go along with Gianna Miranda, 5'8" senior, Molly McFadden, 5'10" and a senior, and Sydney Corrado, 6 foot and a senior. And now the 5th starter is 5'6" freshman Abby Cannon. Had a career high a couple of games ago of 11 against Twin Valley. Bob Birmingham mixing her in for a couple of reasons. Rich mentioned the main one, which is to get Madison Langdon off the ball, trying to find easier ways to get Madison Langdon a bigger part of the offense. Teams are just denying her the basketball. We did the Saints right before Christmas in a game against Wyomissing, and that's what the Spartans did. They wanted to guard Madison Langdon, get the ball out of her hands if they could. They frustrated her, forced her out of frustration to take some maybe inopportune shots at times.
Yeah, Madison Langdon is the key to everything for Berks Catholic. And by putting Abby Cannon on the floor, Abby Cannon's going to handle the basketball. She better be up to the task of facing a lot of pressure from Governor Mifflin. They're going to put a lot of pressure on the basketball. But Bob Birmingham hopes that that'll free Madison Langdon to be open on the wing or underneath, to take that pressure of her handling the ball, take it off her, and create more offense for her.
Time for us to take a look now at our spotlight. That's brought to you by Bachman Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling. Whether your needs are residential or commercial, Bachman's makes the home improvement process easy. The Bachman family has proudly served the Berks County community for over 50 years. Tonight, we turn the spotlight on Berks Catholic senior Sydney Corrado. We're talking about Madison Langdon, but Sydney Corrado, as we talked about, also a part of that District 3 championship team 4 years ago when the Saints beat Delone Catholic in the district final. They were both freshmen coming off the bench, but Sydney Corrado is that player who, when she's got it going, she is a handful. Then when there's others nights, and that's what to Rich's question to Bob Birmingham was, she's just not been making shots. We saw the game against Wyomissing. She was extremely aggressive.
13 points that night, and she was very good.
Very assertive.
Yeah.
And as you said, she put up 25 against a always pesky Delone Catholic team. That's one of 3 games this season where she has put up 20. She's averaging 10.5 a game. If Sydney Corrado is making shots, and especially if she's making shots early, she not only creates a problem to guard her, but she changes the dynamic, because then the Saints are a much more complete offensive team.
And we didn't talk about one of the other starters, Gianna Miranda, who is going to guard Bella Super. Gianna Miranda is probably Berks Catholic's best athlete
for
overall.
Sure.
She's a terrific, terrific softball player, and she is so tough and gritty. And she's not terribly big, but she will hound Bella Super and give her as much a problem as she can.
Yeah, that's going to be the interesting piece of it, because Bob Birmingham saying, no, we think we can guard them man-to-man. And that was the assignment. Gianna Miranda gets Bella Super, and then the question was who's going to guard Mia Vasquez for the Saints inside. So they're going to put Corrado on her to start. And again, because of the size situation, but Vasquez, as we said, hurt the Saints the first time around with a career high of 23 points. So that's the matchup, the Mustangs and the Saints tonight. Again, Governor Mifflin 10-6 overall. The Saints are 8-9. Berks Catholic 4-4 in the division. The Mustangs 6-2 in the division. And every time we get to this spot Rich, in the season, and we start talking to the coaches, we invariably start talking to the coaches about where they are, and then where's the playoff standings look like? Because we always have the questions asked us as to, all right, how's this work again?
Yeah.
And where is this? And where are we fitting in? And where are we slotted in at?
So right now, this is the girls as of today, this afternoon. Wyomissing is the 1 seed and would play Ole Valley, the 8th seed. This is not including Coaches Challenge meeting. Wilson is the 2 seed, would play Schuylkill Valley, the 7 seed. Reading is the 3 seed, would play the 6 seed, Conrad Weiser. Mifflin, it would be the 4 seed and would play Twin Valley, the 5 seed. It would mean Berks Catholic is out. Berks Catholic has a power rating of 609. Conrad Weiser has a power rating of 618. If the Saints, as Bob Birmingham said, can win at least 3 of their last 5 games and get some help from Weiser opponents, Berks Catholic could get that last spot and probably would be right there as the 6th seed.
One more thing before we send you to break, I wanted to remind you that we talked about our Bachman Roofing Solar and Remodeling Spotlight player tonight, Sydney Corrado. She's also in the spotlight on our social media pages. On our Mic'd Up segment for this week, check it out, is now up on our social media pages. If you don't mind, we would prefer you waited the game was over with to check it out, but it's there. You can check it out at any time. But Sydney Corrado, part of our social media page this week in our Mic'd Up segment. We're going to take a timeout. It's tip-off time. We come back to Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium after this.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Door. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit AdelphiaSeafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle-cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Welcome back to Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium again alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. It's the Mustangs and the Saints again. The starters for Governor Mifflin, Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Bella Super, along with Saray Redinger and Mia Vasquez. For the Saints, Abby Cannon getting her first start. The freshmen along with the seniors, Madison Lyden, Sydney Corrado, Molly McFadden, and Gianna Miranda. The tip-off of tonight's game is presented to you by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, or life insurance needs with offices in both Reading and Hamburg. Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security. Mustangs in their visiting maroon with the gold and white trim, and the Saints in their home whites with the black and gold trim. Our officials for tonight's game, Kevin Line, Phil Gilbert, Dave McCoy. The ball is in the air, and the game is underway, and the Saints will control the tip. Molly McFadden kicks it out for Abby Cannon. And the freshman will work and look for Madison Langdon and swings the other way. Cannon will pop for three, in and out. Battle for the rebound. Sydney Corrado wins the battle to the foul line for McFadden and back to Langdon. So the Saints with his early board work to the baseline for Miranda. And right back to Corrado. Fakes the three. Swings it around. Langdon is open for three, and that's good.
Great find by Corrado, moving the ball around the perimeter. Langdon with the open three, drains it.
Madison Langdon knocking down her 33rd three of the season. Bridget Martin for Mia Vasquez in the corner, guarded by Corrado. Tries to drive on her. Corrado gets a piece of it. Vasquez misses the shot. Rebounded by McFadden. The Saints back the other way. Langdon kicks it for Cannon. And now back to Madison Langdon, a right wing, swinging left wing for Corrado. Again, fakes the three to the elbow for McFadden. Good, dumps it off for Miranda. Wasn't expecting it. Throws the pass back. The ball is tipped out of bounds. It's going to stay Berks Catholic basketball.
Yeah, Molly McFadden had the ball in the lane and looked like an open shot, and she passed it up to Gianna Miranda, who was covered. McFadden trying to be unselfish, but that time she needed to shoot.
Langdon at 14 a game, Corrado at 10.6, Miranda at 3.5, McFadden at 4.7. And again, Cannon instead getting her first start at 2.4 points per game, but that has obviously picked up as her playing time has increased. Miranda looking for somebody to come the ball, finally finds Langdon out near half court. Now in the right ring is Corrado against the Mustangs. Looks like a zone defense right now for the Mustangs. Corrado on the right wing, dumps it inside to Miranda. Left-hander will kick it out for Cannon. And the Saints showing great patience on offense. Here's McFadden again at the high post. Kick it out. Cannon doesn't shoot the three. Corrado will drive up with the leaner in the post in the paint for two.
Nice aggressive move by Sydney Corrado going to the basket. She didn't settle for an outside jumper. She went to the hole and scored.
So Corrado with the two with McFadden's three makes it a 5-0 Saints lead. 6:10 left to go in quarter number one. Saray Redinger, Mia Vasquez out high for Bella Super. Super from the middle trying to drive right at Miranda with a step back jumper is pure net.
Yeah, what a wow. Hesitation move and just a pretty jump shot from the key.
Allows the Mustangs to apply the 1-2-2. Saints with no problem to beat across half court for Corrado for an open three in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Brooklyn George. Super up ahead. Goes behind her back, up with a layup, and finger rolls it home for two.
Yeah, you just on these last two possessions, you could see how talented a player Bella Super is.
And again, no problem for the Saints to beat the pressure. Miranda will wait, set it up with Cannon. Now flipping it from left side to right for Madison Langdon. 5-4 now after the back-to-back buckets for Brooklyn George. Tried to enter the high post to McFadden, kicked away by Saray Redinger. It'll stay Saint basketball. Always say it that sometimes those special players show you how special they could be. Wow. And Bella Super has just shown that. A step-back jumper for the foul line, a behind-the-back move, and a finger roll layup in transition. Kick out. Cannon open for three. In and out. And Vasquez battling for the rebound. Sydney Corrado with a reach-in will get called for a personal.
Yeah, Cannon, not bashful, taking a couple threes here early. And they were open shots, and they just didn't fall for it. But you like to see that from the freshman. Don't want to see her to be tentative.
First foul of the basketball game for either side on Corrado. So the Mustangs have it back now with a chance to take their first lead 5 minutes into the first, with 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Wow. And Super will do that. Bella Super with all 6 points for the Mustangs. They lead it for the first time at 6-5.
Yeah, you could see her quickness too. Miranda was on her.
And there's the trap. Super knocks it loose for Martin and a kickball. That's a smart play by the freshman Abby Cannon. Just stuck the foot out there. Kickball stops the play and the break for the Mustangs.
Yeah, I was going to say Super is so quick, and Miranda is a heck of an athlete, but she got around her very easily the last possession.
Brooklyn George inbounds it for Super and out high for Vasquez to the corner for Brooklyn George, guarded by Cannon. Nothing there, so she gives it back for Bridget Martin. Vasquez at the high post. They swing it around and now back into Vasquez at the elbow. Turns, looks at Sydney Corrado. But could not. The Mustangs will turn it over.
Yeah, Vasquez looked a little flustered there from the defensive pressure from the Saints and threw an errant pass into the backcourt. Berks Catholic ball.
So Corrado with the good defense. And again, that's after picking up a foul on the other end. 4:20 left to go, first quarter, 6-5 Mustangs on top. Saints have the basketball. To the baseline for Miranda. To the right side, wide open three for Langdon is no good. Battle for the rebound. Molly McFadden had it, but on the process gets knocked to the deck and gets called for the traveling violation. It goes back to Governor Mifflin.
That's a tough call because it looked like McFadden got hit after she grabbed the rebound. The officials might have been blinded by that, didn't see it, blocked out by it, not blinded by it, but blocked out by it, didn't see it.
We are halfway through quarter number one, 6-5, Governor Mifflin on top. Mustangs scored in the last 6 after Berks Catholic scored the first 5. Martin in the corner, trying to get it to Vasquez, who wants it. Double team to her. Blocked from behind by Corrado. Corralled by Sydney Corrado as well. Great defense from behind.
Sydney Corrado already with 2 blocked shots.
Cannon skip pass for Corrado. Fakes the 3. Dribbles it to the high post. Now kicks it around for McFadden and right back to Corrado. Poked it away by Martin for a moment. Saints have it in their offensive half. McFadden, entry post for Miranda. Trapped, turned away. Governor Mifflin has it back. Super ahead of the pack. Around and up and home for 2 more.
Yeah, she is clearly the quickest player on the floor here, and she made what a beautiful Euro step on that transition basket.
8 straight now for Bella Super and the Mustangs. They lead at 8-5. Cannon from their left side. Again open for this time a 2. That time it's home. Yeah. Abby Cannon gets the field goal for the Saints and a desperately needed one for Berks Catholic. 8-7 is our score as a result.
No, there were some people who thought it was a 3. There was no doubt she was inside the arc.
For sure. Now a couple substitutions for Berks Catholic. Liv Welker, 5'10 junior, will check into the game. And also into the game for the Saints comes Emma Linderman as McFadden and Cannon will take a breather. 8-7, Governor Mifflin on top. Mustangs have it with 2:56 left to go in the first quarter. Bridget Martin on the left wing. Sends a couple of cutters through. The second one is George, and a block and a foul. Liv Welker with the help side defense and a block, but a foul as well. This one is going to put Brooklyn George on the free throw line. And the foul will be on Welker. Her first, team second. Brooklyn George shooting 2 for Governor Mifflin. George averaging 8+ points per game, a 60% free throw shooter on the season, and the first is good. Two for 2 for Brooklyn George, and it's a 10-7 game in favor of the Mustangs.
It's like a 3-2 zone here with Saray Renninger at the top of it.
Blocked by Bella Super as Gianna Miranda was open for a split second, and Bella Super rejected it. So emphatically that even Gianna Miranda couldn't help but kind of giggle a little bit as that thing was swatted back out of bounds.
Yeah, she just hesitated a little bit, just a split second too long, and Super with a clean block.
Emma Linderman has it on the right corner, swings around. Langdon fakes the 3. Can't get it to Corrado, who was open on the left wing. Bridget Martin will take away the outlet wing pass instead. Martin, a bounce pass, and a layup for Bella Super.
Yeah, great look by Martin in transition.
10 first quarter points for Bella Super. The Mustangs lead at 12-7, but that was all the work of Bridget Martin to set it up.
That zone is causing a lot of problems for the Saints trying to get the ball inside.
They have the 5'10 Saray Renninger out top of that zone, and here's another takeaway from Martin. Martin might try to do this all on her own with Corrado back. Got a piece of it. Sydney Corrado with the last line of defense, and the Saints have it back. Langdon in the open floor, poked away again by Martin from behind, and the Mustangs come up with another takeaway. Bridget Martin with 3 straight takeaways for Governor Mifflin. 12-7 Mustangs. Martin, and now an offensive foul called on the screen. It's going to be an illegal screen on Mia Vasquez.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's going to be the first foul against Governor Mifflin. Saints get it back with 1:40 left to go in the first period.
Berks Catholic's got to do a better job moving the basketball instead of putting the ball on the floor, because it seems like when they get the ball anywhere inside the three-point arc and they put it on the floor.
And there's another takeaway. Bella Super anticipating the pass, and a bad pass back from Super, and it's going to be a turnover right back by Governor Mifflin. But that's 2 straight takeaways on wing passes, kind of telegraphing those passes a little bit.
Yeah, they've got to use pump fake or ball fakes or somehow, because Governor Mifflin's all over the the wing passes and the entry passes.
Katie Linderman now will check in. Emma's cousin. Emma and Katie Linderman cousins checks in. Sydney Corrado takes a breather. 1:15 to go in the first quarter. And here's a takeaway. This time it's Brooklyn George who pokes it loose. George up ahead. Count the bucket and a foul. Bella Super gets the assist. Brooklyn George the bucket and a chance for one more.
Yeah, Mifflin's defense right now is the story. They've already created 7 turnovers here in the first almost 7 minutes.
So George back at the free throw line where she just made
Langdon.
2 for 2. Madison Langdon the foul, as Rich said, and it's her first, team's third. George at the stripe is good. So it's been Super and George so far for all 15 of Governor Mifflin's points. 15-7 Mustangs on top as we're about to hit 1 minute left to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Mifflin's just quicker and longer than the Saints are ready for.
They close out on Langdon, force her to give it up to Emma Lindemann, and gets it right back. Langdon nowhere, Super just hounding her. And there's a pass and inside for Miranda and back for Langdon. Fakes the 3, shoots for 2 instead, in and out. And rebounded by Vasquez in heavy traffic. The Mustangs have it back with 40 seconds left in the first period.
That was a better play by Langdon with the pump fake. Got the defender off her feet and was able to put up a shot. Just didn't fall.
Martin gives it up for Vasquez at the high post. Drives, spins, can't score. And Liv Welker has it back for Berks Catholic. 25 seconds left in the first. Big spot here for the Saints, down by 8. Langdon open corner 3, in and out again, and rebounded by Renninger. Up ahead for Super, and another pass ahead for Martin, who drives and is fouled. Bridget Martin now will shoot 2 for the Governor Mifflin Mustangs after the foul against the Saints.
I think it's gonna be on Katie Linderman. That's her first, team 4th.
So Martin looking for her first points of the game. Sophomore averaging 7.5 per game. 67% free throw shooter. And the first is good. Mustangs now 4 for 4 from the free throw line so far in this quarter. Sydney Corrado back in. And Abby Cannon back in as well for the Saints. Emma Linderman and Gianna Miranda will take a breather. And 2 for 2 for Bridget Martin makes it a 17-7 game in favor of Governor Mifflin. Closing seconds of the first period. Saints need a bucket to try to finish off this quarter with a little positivity. Langdon repositions for 3. No, Corrado's putback. Is it in time? Doesn't matter. She misses it. And the Governor Mifflin Mustangs down 5-0 early reverse their fortunes. They take a 10-point lead after 1. It's the Mustangs 17, the Saints 7. Back with quarter number 2 live on WEEU in Reading.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away. Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace you deserve.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
High school basketball tonight on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Alongside Rich Carcella, my name is Bob McCool. We are just getting ourselves into playoff positioning. We're right back here on Monday night here at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium as the Reading Red Knights, just off their win last night. You heard it here at WEEU, beating Muhlenberg 88-80. We'll have the Red Knights and the Saints Monday night here at WEEU. Mustangs start with the basketball, but a block on the other end by Gianna Miranda gives it right back to the Saints.
That was Corrado. Again,
That was Corrado.
That's her 4th block already.
She's open in the corner, fakes the shot as Bridget Martin closes out on her. Gives it up for McFadden. McFadden steps in. Great bounce pass for Cannon and a layup.
That was nice. That was the best attacking of that Mifflin zone that the Saints have had all night.
So the Saints score the first 2 of the second quarter, just like they scored the first 5 of the first quarter. 17-9 as a result. Saray Redinger, Bella Super, Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Mia Vasquez, the starters back in there for Governor Mifflin. Working against the Saints, inside for Vasquez, kick it back for Redinger. She'll put up a three, no good. And the long rebound is run down by Madison Langdon. Pushing it up the floor to the middle. Bounce pass underneath for Miranda. Missed the layup. Battle for the rebound, and it's knocked out of bounds by Corrado. It'll be Governor Mifflin basketball.
Terrific look in transition by Madison Langdon. Miranda just couldn't finish, but the last two possessions are encouraging for Berks Catholic. Got two really good shots.
Saints have their starting five back out there. Miranda, Cannon, Corrado, Langdon, and McFadden. 17-9 our score. Vasquez from the high post. Kicks it out for Brooklyn George. Brooklyn George will fire up the three and buried it. George with her 25th three of the season, and the Mustang lead grows to 11 at 20-9. Corrado left wing in front of the Mifflin bench. Gives it for Cannon. High post for McFadden. Right side. Langdon's open for a three again. Can't hit. Ball tipped around. Tried to save it. Was McFadden. Ran out of room. It's Governor Mifflin basketball.
And Langdon made her first basket of the night at three, but she's missed her next five. She's missed her next five so far. And that was an open look. It just didn't fall.
6:20 left to go in this first half. 20-9 Governor Mifflin. The Mustangs looking to add on. Super drives, crossover, kicks it. George for three more. This one's short. Battle for the rebound. Great job by Miranda, but Super takes it right back. Super with three defenders around her. Blocked and controlled by Miranda. Saints get it back. A couple of great defensive plays on both sides. And Berks Catholic ends up getting the ball back when it's all said and done. Cannon, high post for McFadden. She drives right into the defense and has it blocked and taken away by Vasquez.
She's got to go right up with that as soon as she catches the pass. Nobody's on her.
Yep. Hesitation, then drives right into the teeth of the defense, and Mia Vasquez takes it away. So the Mustangs having it back, sitting on that 11-point lead. Again, the high post is Vasquez. She's going to go right at Corrado, up off the glass and home.
Yeah, that was Vasquez's best move of the night. Corrado already has 4 blocks. She pump faked and went to her right and scored.
Vasquez's first field goal of the night makes it a 22-9 Governor Mifflin lead. Again to the high post, McFadden. Doesn't look to shoot, passes it instead. 5:10 left in the half. Cannon looking for somebody to come to the basketball. Finally has to try to get it to Langdon on the back door. Langdon up and around, and a whistle and a travel. Madison Langdon, because of the length of Mia Vasquez, tried to go around her, but traveled.
Berks Catholic having a lot of problems solving that Mifflin zone defense.
9 turnovers for the Saints and a 13-point Governor Mifflin lead. Bella Super, Bridget Martin out by half court. High post again is Vasquez. Dumps it for a cutter, and Martin kind of awkwardly. Fortunately for the Mustangs, they keep possession. Straight up man-to-man defense for the Saints. They clear it out for Martin. Can't get by Langdon. And now Madison Langdon will take it away. Another turnover for Mifflin. Langdon ahead of the pack will miss the layup. And rebounded by Brooklyn George. Outlet up ahead for Vasquez. Vasquez kicks it to the corner for Super. Drains the jumper. That's a 2. Bella Super kind of kicked herself out to the corner.
Very nice look by Mia Vasquez.
12 now for Bella Super. The lead goes to 15. And now it's changed right back as the 3 is at Abby Cannon. Again, it is. The freshman trying to keep the Saints in it. She's got 7 of their 12. Redinger to the cutter, and Super can't get the bucket, but she's bumped and fouled. She'll shoot 2.
I think that's going to be on Cannon, her first. Yep.
So Bella Super at the free throw line for the first time tonight. If there's a flaw in her game as a 10th grader, it's here. She's just a 46% free throw shooter. And she's perfect on first.
She don't look like a 40% free throw shooter there.
They're not. They're lies, I tell you. Those numbers, they're lies. Inside the halfway mark of the second quarter, Bella Super looking to add on to the Mustangs lead, and she makes them both. 14 points for Bella Super. And a 14-point Mustang lead, 26-12. Cannon feeds the post to McFadden. Super's defense knocked it loose. Here's Miranda on the low post. Kick out for Cannon. Nothing there. Now she'll swing it around left side for Langdon. 3:35 left in the half. Cannon, left wing, thought about another three. Miranda Corrado's open. They find her in a layup. Great find.
Great pass by Gianna Miranda.
Sydney Corrado's second field goal pulls the Saints to within 12, 26-14 Governor Mifflin. George in the open floor, crossover, no. Rebounded by Cannon. Cannon pushing it up the other end of the floor. Super tangles her up, and then we're going to get a foul on the reach-in.
It might be on Super. I can't. No.
Nope, Brooklyn George. They were both there.
Yep.
Wasn't sure which one they were going to choose. They choose George. Her first, team's first in the second quarter. Bella Super will take a well-deserved breather. And into the game for Governor Mifflin comes Jada Armstrong, 5'2" senior. By 12. They feed Welker at the high post, wrap around for Miranda, but not expecting it, or threw it right out of bounds, and the Saints turn it over.
Same thing. Welker looked to pass, had a shot in the lane, and just never looked at the basket.
3 minutes to go in the half. Now we'll see how the Mustangs handle the basketball without Super on the floor. Right now it's Bridget Martin bringing it up the floor. Gives it for Brooklyn George on the right wing. Trying to get by Abby Cannon and cannot. The freshman has gone toe-to-toe with this Mustang team so far. Miranda almost forces another turnover. Bridget Martin comes over to help out. Now George, a long three, is in and out. Rebounded by Gianna Miranda for the Saints. Up ahead. Here's Langdon in the open floor and a 3-on-2. Corrado to the corner. Shot. Yes, that's a 2 for Sydney Corrado.
Sydney Corrado has played well so far. She's got 6 points, but she also has 4 block shots on the defensive end.
Still a lot of time left to go in the half, but the Saints now have it at 10. Can they get it to single digits? They need some defense again. George, wild shot. No. Rebounded by Welker. Berks Catholic has it back. Now here's that chance to get it to single digits. 26-16 Governor Mifflin. Right corner, Langdon open for three. No. Rebounded Renninger and Welker battling for it. Still loose, and a reach-in foul going to be called on Madison Langdon.
I think that's her second, Bob.
It is. It's the Saints' second as well, so we'll see if that changes things with 1:56 to go in the first half. Bella Super now will check back in for Governor Mifflin after a short breather, but Madison Langdon going to stay on the floor right now with those two personals. Bridget Martin will take her first breather for Governor Mifflin with Super checking back in. 26-16 Mustangs on top. They've got the basketball. Super, Redinger, Vasquez, Armstrong, and George. Vasquez, determined, travels.
Yep.
Great defense by Corrado with some help again by the freshman Abby Cannon.
You know, Bob Birmingham talked about it. Mia Vasquez scored 23 against the Saints in their first meeting in December, and he was determined to have his girls play better defense on Vasquez, and they have so far. She's really frustrated.
Just 2 points for Vasquez. Here's the high post for Welker. Left alone, she'll put up the shot, and she makes the shot.
That's the shot that's open against Mifflin's zone, and whether it was Liv Welker or Molly McFadden, they haven't been taking it. Welker takes the open shot and makes it.
George with the drive, tied up by Cannon, and they're going to say a foul on Abby Cannon. Ooh, the Saints are not happy.
No.
That looked like a pretty clean defensive play, but instead it's going to put Brooklyn George at the free throw line. The foul on Cannon will be her second. So both guards now for the Saints, Cannon and Langdon, have two personals, and Brooklyn George will shoot 2 at the line. And George continues to get it done now, 4 for 4 at the stripe. Bridget Martin will check back in now for Governor Mifflin. Jada Armstrong will come out. So the starting five back out there for Governor Mifflin. And the Mustangs continue to get it done at the free throw line. 28-18, we're back to a 10-point difference in favor of the Mustangs. 1:10 to go.
That was a pregame key for Mike Clark. Make our free throws, and they have tonight without a doubt. They haven't missed yet.
Again, can the Saints clear that mental hurdle of single digits? Here's Welker again, right down the middle. No. George pulls down the rebound. Outlet pass is saved by Super, but the Saints have it. Right side, Langdon fakes the three, drives inside, tries to bounce pass it off the foot of Corrado, turned over by Berks Catholic.
That's just not a good pass. It was right at Sydney Corrado's ankles. She had no chance of catching it.
But the difference, Rich, the confidence right now for Madison Langdon. She just doesn't have the confidence to pull the trigger on that shot.
Yeah, she made her first shot of the night at 3, and she's missed her next 7.
40 seconds to go in the half. The Saints trail by 10. Governor Mifflin, how long will the Mustangs hold the ball? Super has it out near half court. The Mustangs going to try to run this half out. Start this possession with 40.
I'm not sure if I would do this. I would attack Berks Catholic because you got 2 girls on the floor with 2 fouls.
I agree with you 100%.
I would be attacking.
Down to 20 seconds to go. Super drives, kicks it to Renninger in the corner, back to Super between the circles. And now down to 12, and quite obviously now the Mustangs are going to try to run this all the way down. In the hands of Super, a couple of crossover dribbles. Dishes it for Martin. Martin tries to drive inside, lost the handle, kicks it to Renninger. There's the travel. That was definitely a travel, just a delayed whistle.
Yeah, I didn't like that. You know, I think Mike Clark's got almost 300 wins more than I do, but I think that Mifflin should have attacked the Saints there in that last possession instead of holding the ball.
So the Saints only left with 2.2 left in the half. Langdon from half court heaves it, but can't get much on it, and that will do it for half number 1 after 2 quarters. Division 1 of the Berks Girls Conference. It's the Governor Mifflin Mustangs 28, the Berks Catholic Saints 18. We'll take a timeout. Back with our Lincoln Plumbing Heating halftime show right after this. You'll listen to high school basketball on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Shop, earn, and save with the Redner's Rewards Program. Purchase select items at Redner's and unlock big savings on groceries and fuel. Redeem your points in-store and fill your shopping cart with fantastic deals like buy 3, get the 4th free. Save on fuel, too. Enjoy discounts at Redner's Quick Stop, Speedway, and many other locations. Get 5 cents off per gallon for every $50 spent. Plus, discover tons of special offers, digital deals, and surprise savings available to rewards customers. Start saving today. Sign up at the store or online at rednersmarkets.com.
Tonight's halftime show is brought to you by Lincoln Plumbing and Heating. When you need a plumber, get a good one. Locally owned and operated for over 50 years, Lincoln Plumbing has the experience to go from a leaky faucet with the whole bathroom remodel. Call 610-376-0863 for Lincoln Plumbing and Heating, as honest as their name. Alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. High school basketball for you tonight here on WEEU. Berks Girls Conference Division 1, the Saints and the Mustangs. And it was the Saints early on. They jumped out on top 5-0, but the Mustangs came roaring back behind sophomore Bella Super. Governor Mifflin scored the next 8 points to take the lead and never relinquished it. They pushed it up to a 10-point lead after a quarter at 17-7, and as many as 15 points at 24-9 before the Saints finally pushed back a little bit and got it to at least an 8-point game late in the second quarter. But Governor Mifflin scored what turned out to be the final 2 points of the second quarter to make it a 10-point game, and then had another possession. Mike Clark opted to try to run the clock out and get one more shot to end the half. Mustangs come up empty on a turnover instead, but they do lead by 10 at the break.
Yeah, Berks Catholic played better in the second quarter than they did in the first quarter. Cut down on their turnovers. They attacked the zone a little better, but still, the middle of that zone has been open. And Liv Welker came in and took 2 shots in it, made one, almost had the second one fall. but Molly McFadden had been playing there, and she wasn't looking for her shot. She was looking to pass the ball, and that shot has been there for whoever is playing that spot in Berks Catholic zone offense. And they've got, whoever it is has to be more aggressive, has to take that shot, because they're focusing, the Mustangs are focusing on stopping Madison Langdon and Sydney Corrado.
Sure.
And
they're overguarding the perimeter and letting the inside go.
No doubt about
Correct.
it. And so, and on the other hand, Bob Mifflin, we just said it off the air, Bella Super is wow. I mean, she
lives up to her name, is what she
I mean, we saw her play as a freshman, and she was good, and we were impressed. But, man, you can see it. And she does not hog the ball. She doesn't try to, take too many shots. What does she have, 12 points?
Yep.
Yeah, 14. And she's taken only, 7 shots all night? I mean, she is a very, very good player with a very, very bright future.
Yeah, I was just going to say, obviously things are pretty rosy in Shillington in the girls' basketball world with those 3 sophomores. And again, Saray Redinger, who hasn't had a big piece of it, but she's out there as a freshman. And Mike Clark talks very highly of Saray Redinger. So you're starting 3 sophomores as a freshman. But I go back to when we saw them last year, and those 3 sophomores, Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Bella Super, I don't mean this in a derogatory manner, but they were a bit of interchangeable parts. They were all pretty good and all pretty much around the same level. Bella Super has clearly gotten bigger and better in a year.
Yeah,
it's not a knock on Bridget Martin or Brooklyn George. It's a compliment to Bella Super.
Because they're both very good players. But, man, Bella Super has really raised her game compared to a year ago. And she was good then, especially for a freshman. But you can tell, she is the best player on the floor here tonight, and it's not even close. And again, no knock on any of her teammates and no knock on any of the Saints players. It's just that she is, you can see it, that it is there, that she has the makings of something special. And it's going to be fun to watch her, not only the rest of this season, but the next 2 seasons with the Mustangs.
For sure. You're listening to high school basketball on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading. Again, he's Rich Garcella. I'm Bob McCool. And we're just working our way through this postseason thing, or getting ready for this postseason thing. And it's going to feel that way. Again, we had a great one last night. I hope you got a chance to see it. If not, you can watch it on our YouTube channel, 8:30 WEEU Sports. It's there. You can watch it anytime. Reading High with their backs up against the wall against Muhlenberg. And the Red Knights just would not go away, and they end up winning at 88-80. A spectacular performance by Wesley Rosario. He finished with 28 points and a boatload of assists. But the Red Knights looked like a handful last night. Muhlenberg would attest to that. And again, first things first, Reading High put up 88 points last night. By the way, it was not double or triple overtime. That was 32 minutes.
I mean, if you would have asked us before last night's game, where do you think the game would be? We would have both said around 60, because the first one was 70 to 58. We would say, okay, it'll be in the 60s. Ended up 88-80. and I'm telling you, it was as physical a game as you want to see. And the referees called the game consistently. There was a lot of contact. When they saw contact, they called fouls. It was completely legit. But again, Reading is on the outside looking in right now when it comes to the boys. Wilson is in position to have the 1 seed. Berks Catholic, and Wilson would play Brandywine in the first round. Berks Catholic right now is the 2 seed, would play Schuylkill Valley in the first round. Muhlenberg's the 3 seed, would play Exeter. Governor Mifflin's the 4 seed, would play Wyomissing. That can all change because, especially in Division 1, they're all playing each other over the next week and a half. And Reading, again, Reading can't afford to lose any of its remaining games. They play Berks Catholic, they play Exeter, they play Wilson, they finish with Governor Mifflin. Any loss in any of those games could keep the Red Knights out of the Berks County playoffs.
And they'll get a good test here on Monday night. They'll take on the Berks Catholic Saints. We'll have that one for you from Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium. Reading High and Berks Catholic on Monday night. Here, 7 o'clock is our on-air time. And then Tuesday night, we'll be right back at it. We're going to get our first chance to see this year. We got to see them last year, but a really good Schuylkill Valley team. The Panthers are definitely in the hunt for a county playoff spot and very much in a District 3 playoff spot as well. They're Valley. We'll see them against Ole on Tuesday night in Leesport, and then we'll be back at the Geigel on Friday night as Wilson takes on Reading, and then one more game left in the regular season. And then how about Wilson at Muhlenberg to wrap up our regular season? The other way around. Muhlenberg at Wilson on our final game of the regular season. Then we're going to go into the quarterfinals semifinals from Santander Arena. We're going to have the quadruple header of semifinals on Wednesday at the arena, and then, of course, the 2 county championship games in the Santander Arena as well, the girls and boys county championship. And then, we'll go into the districts, and we'll go into the states, and we'll just keep on going. More high school basketball coming your way here at WEU. More tonight as well. We're going to take another time. In Reading.
Bad hair day? Bad day at the office? Bad day behind the wheel? Hey, stuff happens, even to the best of us. At least your car insurance rate doesn't have to take a hit. Get Erie Rate Lock from Erie Insurance. Gives you a great rate that stays put until you change a car, driver, or your address. Plus, seriously good service. Now that's something to smile about.
Your Erie agent is Cross Keys Insurance. Get a quote today at crosskeysins.com.
Erie Rate Lock does not guarantee continued insurance coverage and is not available in all states.
Sure Stay Plus by Best Western offers a welcoming, comfortable stay for the business or leisure traveler, providing clean and cozy rooms at a reasonable price. Conveniently located at the intersection of Route 12 and North 5th Street in Reading, Sure Stay Plus provides a fresh, hot breakfast buffet, all-day coffee, free fast Wi-Fi, HD TV, fridge and microwave, and much more. Plus, business travelers have access to services such as copying and a meeting space. Call 610-371-0500 to book your stay or visit bestwestern.com.
Welcome back as our Lincoln Plumbing Heating Halftime Show continues here from Berks Catholic. And speaking of the Saints, BCAA Team Wrestling Championship going on tonight, and the Berks Catholic Saints win it over Exeter. Back-to-back championships for Berks Catholic, and they win it big over Exeter, 62-9 in the team championships held at Wyomissing High School. The Saints with a basketball to start the second half. 28-18 is our score. Again, alongside Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. We get the second half of basketball started. Sydney Corrado, Abby Cannon, Molly McFadden, Madison Langdon, Gianna Miranda. The same way the Saints started is the way they start this third quarter, going up against this Governor Mifflin defense. 3-2 zone defense with Saray Redinger, the freshman, out at the top. Cannon, high post, kicked away by Redinger. That'll be a kick ball.
Saray Redinger might be the tallest of the Mifflin starters. I mean, I know she's listed as 5'10". She looks a lot taller than that. She definitely is taller than Mia Vasquez.
By the way, speaking of which, we saw a lot of points just walk by us. Shara Sacco, her mom, and Joe Lindemann, who is Katie Linderman's dad, both walked by us in opposite directions. That's a lot of points that just walked past us.
I'll say. Man, probably close to 4,000 in high school.
That's 4,000 more.
We're not counting their college careers at Bucknell and Drexel.
Right, and that's 4,000 more than you and I had.
Correct.
Here's Corrado from the corner, bounces around the rim a couple times and poked out of bounds. It's going to stay Berks Catholic basketball. Brooklyn George, Bridget Martin, Bella Super, Saray Redinger, and Mia Vasquez, the 5 that the Mustangs started with. This is the 5 they start the third quarter with as well. Saints get another look here on the inbounds pass. McFadden will kick it all the way out to Cannon. She was really good for the Saints in the first half, and she's looking for 2 more here. Right elbow jumper is no good, and the Mustangs have it back for their first offensive possession of quarter number 3. Bridget Martin, a long 3, is well off the mark and will roll out of bounds.
Wow, that was just inside the logo.
That was Steph Curry long.
Yes, it was.
Second half of tonight's basketball game brought to you in part by Cross Keys Insurance, an independent insurance agency that can help you find the right policy for auto, home, business, life insurance needs. With offices in both Reading and Hamburg, Cross Keys Insurance will be the key to your security.
Still, Berks Catholic's really got to move the ball quicker and better. They can't. They're just taking too much time passing and too tentative. They've got to move the ball quicker. Go ahead, Bob.
28-18 is our score. Cannon kicked out of bounds by Super. It stays the same basketball. Yeah, this third quarter could be a kind of a make or break kind of 8 minutes for Berks Catholic. Got to keep themselves within range of the Mustangs. They can keep this to a single-digit game. It's anybody's game. But if this thing gets to a double-digit game by the fourth quarter, I don't know that the Saints have enough offense to make the comeback.
Not sure. Abby Cannon is. I like what I've seen from her, Bob. I think Bobby Birmingham would agree with you because she's played, with a
timeout by the Saints.
Yeah.
Just out of sorts on offense, and Bob Birmingham calls the timeout.
Yeah, Abby Cannon has played. She doesn't look scared. She doesn't look afraid. She's been aggressive on offense, and she's given them a little bit of a lift there.
She's their leading scorer at halftime is 7. 6 for Sydney Corrado, just 3 for Madison Langdon, and 2 for Liv Welker. For Governor Mifflin, different story. The 2 of those 3 sophomores, Bella Super, 14, Brooklyn George, 10, and then 2 each for Bridget Martin and Mia Vasquez. So as Rich said, the Saints just a little bit out of sorts on the offensive side. So Bob Birmingham will call the timeout. First timeout called by either coach with 6:11 left to go in the third period. We're still 28-18.
So far here in these first 2 minutes of the third quarter, defensively for Mifflin, Mia Vasquez has stepped up closer to take away that shot inside the foul line in the middle of that zone. That might free the baseline for Gianna Miranda. Let's see what happens here for the Saints.
Saints inbounding underneath their own bucket. McFadden sees Cannon open in the corner, kicks it out for Corrado. High post, there's McFadden. There's the jumper that's off the rim, rebounded by Miranda. Kicks it back to Cannon. The Saints get another look. Cannon open for three off the front of the rim. Rebounded by McFadden and fouled. So the Saints doing some work on the offensive glass and a nod of approval from their head coach.
Yeah, I'm sure Bob Birmingham is happy to see Molly McFadden be aggressive offensively because she was. She took a shot, she missed, then she got the rebound and put it back up and got the foul.
Foul called on Bella Super. That's her first foul called in the second half on each side. And McFadden gets her first point of the game from the free throw line. Molly, a senior averaging 4.7 points per game, has struggled from the free throw line in this her senior season, but makes the first with another one coming. Kind of line drive that one, long rebound, and Miranda runs it down. The Saints will get another look. Swinging around to the left side for Corrado. Kick it back for Cannon. Poked away by Super, picks it back up. Miranda's open, drives to the hole and lays it in, and it turns into a three-point possession for Berks Catholic.
Yeah, I was going to say, why did she put the ball on the floor? But she did, and she scored.
First field goal for Gianna Miranda, and now nearly a turnover for the Mustangs as they dive on the floor. And now Mike Clark will call a timeout as Brooklyn George dives on the floor to save the possession.
I think this is the closest the Saints have been since the first quarter. It's a 7-point game.
Again, getting it into that magical single-digit margin after Governor Mifflin had pushed it to a 10-point game after one. Again, the Saints got it inside of 10 one time, got it to an 8-point game before Mifflin scored the last 2 points of the second quarter to send it to a 10-point game. But right now, it's a 7-point difference. And thanks in large part to the Berks Catholic work on the offensive glass.
No doubt about it. They've really attacked the glass here in the first 2.5 minutes of the third quarter.
So the Mustangs calling this 30-second timeout. 5:29 still to go in the third. 28-21, Governor Mifflin on top. Super has to go all the way into the backcourt to gather the basketball, guarded by Gianna Miranda. Dribbles herself right into the teeth of the defense and taken away by Berks Catholic. Langdon has it stripped by Bella Super, and it'll turn into a layup for Governor Mifflin. Just picked her pocket and takes it for a layup.
Yeah, that's just a terrific defensive play by Super.
30-21, Governor Mifflin as the Mustangs get their first two. Now they really extend that zone defense. Corrado's open for three, buried it.
Yeah, you can't leave Sydney Corrado open. She's an outstanding three-point shooter. Saints hanging around, down to 6.
First three of the night for Corrado, 19th of the season. Martin's open for three, misses it. Battle for the rebound is won by Vasquez and tied up with Corrado and fouled.
Yeah, that could have gone either way because Vasquez was falling down as she came down with the rebound.
That was Corrado's argument. She kind of fell into me, but it's her second foul. So the Mustangs will inbound underneath, not a shooting foul. Inbounded to Vasquez, too hot to handle. Governor Mifflin turns it back. Langdon in the open floor, going to take it herself, missed the layup. Battle for the rebound. Miranda had it for a second, but it's off of Gianna Miranda and over to Governor Mifflin.
Yeah, Langdon going a little bit too hard, and she just couldn't control the shot going up. And Miranda tried to get the rebound, but it went out of bounds.
Frustration written on the face of Madison Langdon. It's been a rough night for the seniors so far. Honored before the game for going over the 1,000-point mark, but just after making her first shot, just kind of went off the rails a little bit. And the Saints still trail by 6.
She's had some open looks. She just hasn't been able to convert.
Here's Vasquez, going to get it again, go right at Corrado. Backs her down, kicks it for Martin, swinging around, tipped away. Super picks it up, takes the jumper well short. Gianna Miranda has a Berks Catholic rebound.
Great defense by Miranda, great recovery, and then she got the defensive rebound as well.
Halfway through the third, Saints within 6, and they've got the basketball. 30-24, Governor Mifflin on top.
Got to show some patience here. Saints have to show some patience.
Open in the corner, Corrado for three. No. Rebound, loose on the floor. Super takes it away. Super in the open floor. Dumps it back for Saray Renninger, and she is fouled.
That's a good foul.
Yeah, it is.
That's a really good foul by Miranda.
And maybe a little bit too unselfish on the part of Bella Super with Corrado coming after her. She's got 2 fouls. She's not going to commit the foul there to get her third. So Bella Super maybe a little bit too unselfish, but Saray Renninger will shoot 2 at the free throw line on the foul by Miranda. First one is good as the Mustangs stay true at the free throw line. Renninger, a 6.3 points per game average. She had 13 in the first meeting between these two, and now a timeout called by Governor Mifflin. This will be a 30-second timeout for the Mustangs with 3:43 left to go in the third quarter. Mike Clark again going to call his second timeout here in this third period. 31-24, Governor Mifflin on top, with the Mustangs having another free throw coming their way from Saray Renninger after the timeout. Interesting to call that timeout.
Yeah, I'm
in
not
between
sure.
free throws. Not a big
maybe
fan
he
of
saw
that.
something. No, I'm not either, especially after Saray made the first free throw. Let's see what happens here. But I like what I see from the Saints this quarter, Bob. Their aggression, not only attacking the zone, but it's getting after their loose balls and the rebounds. They've been much more active than that disastrous first quarter where they fell behind by 10 right away.
No changes for Governor Mifflin. Katie Linderman checks in for Berks Catholic. Abby Cannon will take a breather, as Renninger's second is good as well. So her first 2 points give the Mustangs an 8-point lead again at 32-24.
Pressure from the Stangs. Maybe that's why Mike Clark called the timeout.
With Saray Renninger at the top of that 1-2-2. Linderman gets it for Langdon. The Saints got to get it across half court. They do to Liv Welker, who did come in at the stoppage. So 2 substitutions for the Saints at that stop. Linderman, Langdon, Welker, Corrado, and Miranda. Corrado has it now a long way for the basket over by the Saint bench. 3:15 to go in the third. Linderman, Corrado open if they can get it to her, but she threw it away. Saints turn it over. Bridget Martin with a steal.
Yeah, Welker's been open in that middle of that zone. They got to find her.
Martin thought about driving on Welker, gives it up for Super instead. Guarded by Miranda, kicks it back. George open for 3. No. Good box out by Liv Welker, and the
Really
Saints
good.
have the rebound.
Really good, nice job by Liv.
Up ahead for Madison Langdon. Kicks it for Katie Linderman instead. And now for Corrado out near the circles. High post again for Welker. Wide open. Puts up the shot. Missed it. Vasquez with a rebound. And Governor Mifflin has it back.
They got to keep going there because that shot is there all night.
Mustangs with an 8-point lead and the basketball with 2:20 now in the third. Super now has it on the right wing. Cutter is Martin. Right into a double team. Has to give it back for Super. Step back for 3. Yes.
Well, we saw Bella Super score a variety of ways from 2-point range. That's her first 3 of the night, and she drained it.
19 for Super. The lead back to double digits for Governor Mifflin. And now here's a takeaway. Miranda's pass is deflected by Super. Taken back by Governor Mifflin.
Yeah, she telegraphed that.
150 in the third. 35-24. Mustangs on top. The ball back in the hands of Super between the circles. Crossover goes the other way. Renninger open corner 3. No. Rebounded by Corrado. Corrado pulls it away from the pack. Super tries to take it back. Now Langdon has it across half court. Swinging around for Corrado right side. Defense closes out. There's Welker again. Bounce pass to Miranda. Kick it out for Linderman. Nobody looking to take the shot for Berks Catholic, and they throw it away.
Yeah, Welker's got to take that shot. She just has to. Even if she missed the last time, she's got to take it.
So the Mustangs get it back with an 11-point lead as we approach the 1-minute mark here in period number 3. Martin trying to beat Linderman off the dribble. Will take it in and roll it home for 2. Bridget Martin with her first field goal of the ball game. After a couple free throws in the first quarter, pushes it to a 13-point Governor Mifflin advantage. Mustangs have run off 7 in a row. 40 seconds left to go in the third. Langdon on the floor. Trapped. gives it up for Welker, drives herself in, up off the glass, no, tipped out of bounds by Miranda. It'll be Governor Mifflin basketball. Molly McFadden, Abby Cannon back in for the Saints. Miranda and Linderman will come out with 34.5 left to go in the third. Mike Clark held it for the final 40 seconds of the second. What will we do here in the third? With a 13-point lead right now. Mustangs not in a hurry so far, with Bella Super having the ball in her hands and 25 seconds to go. Langdon now guarding Bella Super, playing with 2 fouls. Gives it up for Brooklyn George with 15 seconds left in the quarter. And now it's Bridget Martin. So the Mustangs are going to hold for 1 here, it would appear. Martin trying to beat Molly McFadden. Drives, can't finish. Saints have the ball. Can they get a shot off to beat the buzzer? Welker out in her half court, tangled up and tied up. And ultimately, that brings the third quarter to a conclusion. 3 in the books from Berks Catholic High School, and it's the Governor Mifflin Mustangs on top of the home team. The Mustangs 37, the Saints 24, back to Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium for the final 8 after this on WEEU in Reading.
Hi, I'm Mike Kuhn with Kuhn Funeral Homes. Since 1937, our family has been committed to serving our community. We now have 3 active generations, as I have the honor of working with my father and son. With 5 convenient locations to serve our neighbors, Kuhn Funeral Homes continues to dedicate our family to your family. Thank you for believing in us, and we promise to always be there for you.
Are your garage doors noisy, squeaky, or moving unevenly? Do they snap, crackle, or pop? Having trouble opening and closing them? Don't be left sitting in the driveway. It's time for a tune-up from Overhead Doors. Starting at just $99, we'll inspect, lube, and adjust your garage doors so they operate smoothly. Call today and ask for a tune-up special from Overhead Door, your hometown garage door company since 1965. Overhead Door, we're more than just doors. OverheadDoorReading.com.
Welcome back to Berks Catholic High School alongside Rich Garcella. My name is Bob McCool. 37-24 our score. Governor Mifflin leads Berks Catholic. Berks Girls Conference matchup. And it'll be the Mustangs who have the basketball and that 13-point lead as we start the fourth.
It's going to be a tough hole to dig out of for the Saints, down 13. They had it to 6, and I think they had a chance to creep within 4 or even 3, and they turned it over. And this is going to be a tall task here in the fourth quarter for the Saints.
Starting 5 back out there for Governor Mifflin to start the fourth. And Bridget Martin, Brooklyn George, Bella Super, Mia Vasquez, and Saray Redinger. Martin for the foul line, stripped by Cannon. Ball loose on the floor. Martin gathers it, tipped away, taken away by Gianna Miranda if the Saints can get control, and they do. Madison Langdon, the open floor, a little hesitation move up off the rim. No. Fight for the rebound. Molly McFadden has it. Saints get another look. Kick around right side. Langdon will put up the shot. That's no good. Sydney Corrado with a rebound and a foul.
It's going to be on Corrado.
Sydney Corrado, they'll call over the back on the foul, and that'll be her third. So the Saints doing the work on the offensive glass, but it doesn't go that way for Corrado. And the Mustangs will get it back. Redinger gives it up for George. Saints playing in their face, man-to-man defense. Martin trying to drive past Cannon, can't do so. Gives it back for Super with a weave. Super drives, fouled. 2 Saints there in the area. Both Miranda and McFadden were both in the area. And it looks like they're going to call this one on Molly McFadden. That'll be her first. And Super shoots 2 for the Mustangs. Super averaging 19.8 a game. She's got 19 as she steps to the free throw line to shoot 2 and misses the first. And I believe that's the first miss at the stripe tonight for the Mustangs.
It is. Super's been averaging over 23 points a game in the last 6 games for the Mustangs. She's headed to top that again tonight.
So 1 out of 2 for Super to get to 20. 9th time this season, Bella Super in 17 games has hit 20 points. And the Mustang lead is 14, 38-24. Mustangs again with that 3-2 out by half court now. No problem for the Saints to get it across half court. Abby Cannon to the high post for Miranda. Right back to Cannon. Dribbles herself to the corner, nowhere to go. Steph dribbles it back for the three. That's well short. Corrado tries to save it. And they're going to call her for a foul going over the back, I believe. And if so, that's going to be her fourth. So Sydney Corrado trying to make something happen for the Saints to get the loose ball, commits the foul. And her fourth is the Saints' third of the quarter.
Coronado's been their best player, I think, tonight, right from the start of the game. She's been the most aggressive. She has 4 blocks, hustling, scoring.
She's frustrated Mia Vasquez as well, who had 23 the first time around. Langdon almost had a steal. Super goes baseline, up with a shot. No, Corrado has a rebound. Saints back the other way. Abby Cannon waits for help. Freshman has given them quality minutes tonight. Baseline, McFadden for 2, no. Rebounded by Super. Super up ahead, bad pass taken away by Miranda. 2-on-1, Miranda lost the handle on it. Berks Catholic will give it right back.
Yeah, she just lost control, but I think she was trying to give it up to Madison Langdon, and she's lost control of the ball.
So it stays a 14-point Mifflin advantage with now 5:44 left to go in the ball game.
That was a rare opportunity for the Saints. Had a 2-on-1 break. Almost every other possession, the Mustangs have gotten back in a hurry in transition.
Bridget Martin from the left wing, trying to get by the freshman Abby Cannon. Right now can't, and now whistle away from the basket.
Clock.
Not start the clock.
Not sure, Bob. I don't know if it started or if it didn't.
I can figure is that it started. 5:31 left to play. Last time I looked at it, it was 5:44, so at least it started at one point in time. But I don't know if
they're not putting more time back on the clock either. So, okay.
Reset inside to Vasquez, blocked by Corrado. Right back to Bella Super, drive and blocked out of bounds by Gianna Miranda. 5 blocks now for Sydney Corrado, playing with 4 fouls.
Yeah, that was a nice play. Really nice play. Vasquez is really frustrated, even though Mifflin's up 14.
Vasquez with just 2 points in the ball game. They will inbound to her out near half court. Gives it up for Martin. Mustangs could certainly afford to be patient with a 14-point fourth quarter lead. Martin drives up with the left hand and rolls it in for 2.
That was a pretty move by Martin.
Mustang lead reaches 16 points, 40-24, Governor Mifflin. Here's a outside shot by Corrado. No. Rebounded again by the Saints and Molly McFadden. Right back to Corrado for Cannon. She'll shoot the 3. That's well short. Rebounded by Saray Renninger and Governor Mifflin. Deflected by Madison Langdon. The Saints get it right back. Cannon tries to dish it off, but is run over and fouled. Foul going to be called against the Mustangs. Will not be a shooting foul.
It's going to be on Super.
So it'll be her second. Mustangs first of the 4th. Jada Armstrong will come on and give Bella Super a breather with 4:45 left to go in the 4th. Again, Saints will inbound underneath. Great play by Madison Langdon to come up with that loose ball and then save it from going out of bounds and get the possession back for Berks Catholic. Can the Saints take advantage of it? Miranda, high post to Cannon. Up and under and blocked and fouled. So now they put the freshman Abby Cannon in that high post spot, and she aggressively goes inside and gets fouled.
Yeah, that spot's been open all night against Mifflin's zone defense, and the Saints haven't been able to take advantage of it.
That foul's on Mia Vasquez. That's her second. Mustangs' second. And Cannon at the free throw line for the first time. Again, gets her first start of the season. She's 4 for 5 at the foul line on the season. She's got 7 of Berks Catholic's 24 points with 2 free throws coming her way. First is good. So with a senior-dominated starting lineup, Abby Cannon inserted as the freshman in the lineup for the first time tonight. She has responded well for Bob Birmingham, so it's a bright piece of his future for sure. Second free throw is good as well. 9 points for Abby Cannon, and it's a 14-point advantage, and here comes the Saints full court.
Yeah, her and Cindy Corrado lead the Saints with 9 points apiece. They haven't gotten enough production from anybody else, though. That's why they're down 14.
4:30 left to go. So Ray Renninger flips it to Brooklyn George. Again, super back now on the floor for Governor Mifflin after a brief stoppage. The high post for Vasquez. Turns, faces Corrado, kicks it to the corner for Renninger. Good defense by McFadden. It's going to force a turnover. Mustangs turn it back. 3-on-2. Miranda for Langdon. Too many tall people in, so she'll kick it out for Corrado, and 3, buried it.
Nice look by Madison Langdon. Finds Cindy Corrado for the open 3.
Now it's an 11-point game. Halfway through the fourth quarter, Mustangs beat the pressure. Up ahead for Vasquez to the hole, missed it. Fight for the rebound, Corrado has it. Back comes Berks Catholic. Langdon in the open floor, right at Super. Pulls it back, puts it up, misses the shot, rebounded by Brooklyn George.
Langdon cannot get a shot to fall. She hasn't scored a basket since the first moments of the game when she drained a 3.
3:30 left to go. It remains a 40-29 Governor Mifflin advantage, and they've got the basketball. Bella Super off the screen up high. Cannon straps out on her, and they take one away again. Here comes Langdon again in the open floor. Again, she can't finish. Ball is rebounded by Bella Super. Up ahead for Renninger. Taken away by McFadden. The Saints get another steal.
That's 6 turnovers this quarter by Mifflin. Mike Clark, I'm sure, does not like how the Stangs are finishing this game.
3 minutes left to go. Can the Saints take advantage of it again? Down by 11. They sag off of Cannon. She gives it up for Corrado. She'll spot up for 3 more. Off the back iron. Miranda with another Berks Catholic offensive rebound. Kick out for Cannon. Cannon stutter steps, drives up and
That's
under.
Pretty. That's as good a move as we've seen from the Saints all night. The freshman Abby Cannon scores to cut it to 9.
40-31. Governor Mifflin on top. Bella Super across half court. Dishes it for Renninger and a layup.
Yeah, easiest basket of the fourth quarter. Easiest opportunity for the Mustangs. We have a timeout, Bob.
Timeout called with 2:22 now left to go in the ball game. And the Mustang lead right back up to double digits as Berks Catholic's going for the desperation of trying to trap and steal in the backcourt. Once Governor Mifflin got it into the front court with Bella Super, it turns into a 3-on-2, and she makes the pass that leads to the Saray Renninger layup.
Yeah, that was. Let's talk about this. Abby Cannon just made a terrific move for a freshman. It was the best offensive move of the night by the Saints, and she now has 11 points, 1 point behind Sydney Corrado. I think Sydney has 12, but I think Bob Birmingham has found something with Abby Cannon.
For sure. And again, the irony of it all is that she was inserted in the lineup for a couple reasons, most predominantly, which is to get Madison Langdon off the ball, to get her more opportunities offensively. But Madison Langdon has had a night, even though she was honored before the game for her 1,000 points, a night she'd rather forget so far.
Yeah, she's made her first field goal of the night a 3, and she's missed her next 12 shots. She just can't buy a basket. And she doesn't look frustrated, but it's got to be bothering her.
Yeah, it's for sure. It's become mental at this stage of the game because she's missed a couple layups and she just can't figure it out. And Abby Cannon has kind of become the more aggressor with the basketball. Here's the high post for Welker back into the game at the stoppage. Kick out for Cannon, and the freshman shoots a 3 and knocks that down. 14 for Abby Cannon. That's obviously a new career high. It's an 8-point game, 42-34, 2 minutes left to go. Saints pressuring, Langdon trying to force the steal. Brooklyn George gets it across half court.
I'm just not sure if the Saints have enough time to pull this thing off.
Bella Super stopped the tidal wave, gives it to the corner. Vasquez airballs a 3. Saray Renninger comes up with the offensive rebound, and she's fouled. Great job by Renninger to slide in there, get the weak side rebound, and give the Mustangs a chance now at the free throw line instead.
It's going to be on Abby Cannon, and that's her 3rd foul, team 4th.
So Saray Renninger, 2 for 2 at the free throw line, gets 2 more here.
Yeah, that was a really nice job by Renninger. Vasquez with a 3 from the left corner, missed everything, but Renninger pulled down the rebound.
Renninger misses the first of 2. Still 1:44 left to go in this one. Mustang lead is 8 with another free throw coming from freshman Saray Renninger. And that's good. She's got 5 and a timeout, Governor Mifflin, with 1:44 to go. Mustang lead is 9, 43-34, Governor Mifflin on top. We've talked about it since the beginning of this basketball game. Saints playing with their back up against the wall. Bob Birmingham pretty honest about it beforehand. He said, we need to win 3 of our next 5, which doesn't seem like a lot until you see what lies in the weeds. Not only this game tonight against Governor Mifflin, but he's got another one against Reading High, and then Muhlenberg and Daniel Boone still left on the schedule. And before you think too much about that, I'll remind you that Muhlenberg beat this Governor Mifflin team earlier this week, 54-50.
Yeah, Berks Catholic really has its work cut out for itself if they want to make the county playoffs. They're in solid position for the district. They're in 6th place in the 4A power ratings. They have their spot. I would think even if they kind of just go empty the rest of the year, I think they're still going to make the field. But to make the county playoffs, they've made it every year in this school's existence. And right now, they're down 9 here with 1:44 left. And if they lose this one, they've got some work to do the next week and a half.
Mustangs will counter with some full court pressure just to slow down Berks Catholic. Abby Cannon beats the pressure by herself, puts on the brakes, kicks it back to Madison Langdon. Langdon will drive, and there it is. Langdon lays it in. That had to feel good.
Yeah, that had to feel good. Finally, she gets off the schneid.
And more importantly, gets the Mustangs now within 7, 43-36. Super beats the pressure, dishes it for Vasquez, blocked and fouled Sydney Corrado. That's number 5.
And she cannot believe that was a foul. Again, we're at half court. Maybe there was some body contact, but it looked like she got a clean block on the ball.
So to put Vasquez at the free throw line, Bob Birmingham will use his time to get the substitution in the game of Molly McFadden. Corrado will come out. She gave them some quality minutes tonight, finishes with 12 points, including a couple of threes here in this second half.
And 5 block shots.
Yeah, very true. As Vasquez now shoots 2. And makes the first.
Vasquez had scored 23 against Berks Catholic in December. That was just her 3rd point of the night. That underscores the terrific defensive job that Cindy Corrado did on her.
Makes 1 out of 2 here, and Welker comes down with a rebound. So it's a 44-36 game with 1:15 to play. Cannon for 3, off the rim, no. Battle for the rebound, Super comes away with it. Pulls herself through traffic. Flings it up ahead for Renninger. Touch pass inside and 2 for Martin. Great look from Saray Renninger. The Mustangs add on to a 10-point game now. And now a foul called.
Traveling on Abby Cannon.
Tried to put on the brakes and travel with it. With 58 seconds left to go, the Mustangs get it back.
That was the Saints' first turnover of the 4th quarter after they committed 17 in the first 3 quarters.
Here's Super. Drives, stops, kicks it back for Renninger. Mustangs will try to hold for and run some clock here now with 50 seconds to go, sitting on a 10-point lead, force the Saints to foul, and they do. They foul Brooklyn George. Madison Langdon commits the foul. Brooklyn George, who's 5 for 5 at the free throw line, shoots 2 more for Governor Mifflin. 10 points at halftime for Brooklyn George. She hasn't scored so far here in the second. But continues to get it done at the line. 7th time this season that Brooklyn George has been in double figures. I invite you to stick around for our Pizza Como postgame show. Words with our winning coach, our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game as well. As Brooklyn George makes them both. I think I have a pretty good idea who that might be, but, I'll make you stick around. 48-36 our score after the 2 for 2 for Brooklyn George. 44 seconds to go and a bump and a foul on the other end against the Mustangs. Mustangs foul called against Bridget Martin, her first, only the Mustangs' 3rd, so they had a couple fouls to give. Not that they necessarily want to. Inbounds for Miranda, swings around for Welker, back to Madison Langdon. Bridget Martin now defending her. They screen her open, up for the 3, got it. So just that one bucket for Madison Langdon kind of lifted the lid a little bit, and she drains the 3. Timeout, Berks Catholic.
Yeah, she's up to 8 points. 5 in this quarter, just 5 in the last minute, really.
And that's the piece of this. It
Yeah.
just becomes mental at certain points. And just that one bucket that she was able to finally get it, and now all of a sudden, with confidence, comes off the screen and drains the three. And the Saints obviously will need much more of that for Madison Langdon for the remainder of this season.
Yeah, she needs to play well for them to play well, to be successful over the next week and a half or so. And if they want to make the county playoffs. Right now, she's been averaging 14 points a game. Right now, she just has 8, just like we said, 5 points in the last minute or so.
32.6 is what's left on the fourth quarter clock, and it'll be Governor Mifflin basketball following the timeout. Mustangs still have 2 timeouts to take. And Berks Catholic obviously will pick up full court. And Bridget Martin has it back to Brooklyn George. And across half court to Bella Super. Super takes it to the middle of the floor. And Governor Mifflin will try to play some keep away here. And there's the touch and the foul. They'll put Super on the free throw line. As Abby Cannon picks up her 4th. Super back to the line to shoot 2 more. Bella 3 for 4 so far at the line on the night. Comes up short on this one. Liv Welker will check back in for Berks Catholic. And Emma Linderman will come out. And now Jada Armstrong will come in for Governor Mifflin. And Mia Vasquez will come out. So just putting some guards on the floor, maybe some foul shooters as well for Mike Clark for the final 20 seconds of this basketball game. Some ball handlers on the floor against the Saint pressure. And Super ends up missing them both. Rebounded, loose on the floor, and Langdon comes away with it for Berks Catholic. Up ahead for Cannon. Cannon can't get by Bridget Martin. Now she needs some help. Kick out for McFadden. The 3 short. Rebounded by Saray Renninger. Governor Mifflin with the final seconds ticking down. Berks Catholic will not foul. And the Governor Mifflin Mustangs come to Berks Catholic, and they take the W. It turns out to be a 9-point win for Governor Mifflin. The final score, the Mustangs 48, the Berks Catholic Saints 39. We'll take a break, come back with our Pizza Como postgame show right after this on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
They say dogs are man's best friend, so they deserve the very best. Houndstown in Reading is a full-service dog daycare and boarding facility with spacious rooms, quality grooming, and plenty of room for fun. While you're away, the dogs will play. Houndstown has all the enrichment your pet needs for their physical and social health. They offer a variety of spa services like baths, nail trimming, toothbrushing, and dematting. Give Fido the finest at Houndstown, 610-947-1441, or visit houndstownreading.com.
Ahoy! Adelphia Seafood is your neighborhood market for the freshest seafood around, with locations in West Lawn, Fairgrounds Market, and Pottsville. They offer a range of delicious options from crab cakes, clams, fresh organic salmon, and succulent shrimp, as well as convenient take-home dinners and more. For more information or to place an order, visit adelphiaseafood.com or just call one of their stores. Enjoy top-quality seafood and exceptional service right in your community at Adelphia Seafood.
Welcome to the Pizza Como postgame show. Pizza Como is a family-owned business going strong on the 5th Street Highway for over 50 years, serving the finest Italian dishes, Berks County's best variety of Italian sandwiches, and legendary pizza. Right next door is The Yard, a virtual golf experience to keep your family sharp all year round. And if you love sports cards and memorabilia, stop in to buy, sell, or trade. Pizza Como and The Yard, 4600 5th Street Highway in Temple. Rich Garcella down on the floor. He's with Governor Mifflin sophomore Bella Super.
With Governor Mifflin sophomore Bella Super after the Mustangs 48-39 win over Berks Catholic. Bella with a game-high 20 points. How important was the defense, the team defense tonight, Bella?
It was really big because we know they have like shooters and stuff, and we were just focusing on defense, and that's what we were talking about in the locker room, and we just made sure to emphasize on that, and that's what got us the win.
You guys had lost your last 2 games, won the Muhlenberg, won a really good Lebanon team. How important was it to get back on the winning track here tonight against Berks Catholic?
It was really important because like we kind of fell off in districts and in counties. We were kind of injured off a bit, but we had confidence coming into this game, and we just knew that we had to come in strong, and we did what we had to do.
How do you feel going into the postseason? You have a few more games left, maybe a week and a half of the regular season. But how do you feel about your team going into the postseason in the county playoffs and the district playoffs?
I feel like our chemistry's gotten better because of all our tough games that we had and like the intensity. And I feel like we're ready for the districts in the playoffs, and we'll be fine.
Okay, Bella, I appreciate your time. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
Bella Super with a
Bob, back to you. Yeah, until we get Mike.
20-point effort as we wait for Mike Clark to work his way over to the microphone as the Mustangs come up with a win. Coach Clark is there. Rich, go ahead, take it away.
Thanks, Bob. I'm here with Mifflin coach Mike Clark after the 48-39 win over Berks Catholic. Mike, how important was that first quarter where you guys set a tone defensively, got up 10, created a lot of turnovers?
Oh, I thought that you're correct. You're right. I told him once we get up, I think quick-wise and strength-wise, we're way quicker. When we get up in the first quarter and they got to chase us the whole game, I think we're in great shape. So they kind of responded very well. I didn't like the first possession. I think we gave up 3 or 4 rebounds there, 7 shots. And after that, they probably played very well.
Has that 3-2 zone, has that been something that you've used a lot this year, or is it something that worked well? Because it did certainly work well tonight against Berks Catholic. I think they had something like 20 turnovers. Is it something that you've been using all season? And if it has been, why is it so effective?
Well, we changed a little thing. Sheree wasn't up there before in the middle. So we put Sheree up there a little bit. We used to have Bella up there more in the middle, but we would push Sheree up there in the middle and moved a couple of things around. And at one time we had Mia up there, but Sheree's a little bit more athletic up there. So we put Sheree up there. I think that's what made the difference.
You wanted to take away their outside shooting?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why we put Sheree up there, and we put Bella on the wing, and we put Martin on the wing because they're very quick enough to get out there besides Brooklyn and Mia underneath.
You mentioned Bella. Bella had 20 points tonight. She's continued her outstanding season. She's averaging right around 20 points a game. What did you see from her tonight?
Oh, I saw some leadership at times, even though she's a sophomore. But then she's running away from the ball. You probably heard me scream a little bit. Why you waiting? You got to run the point. You got to do this and that. You know, she actually played very well. I'm a little upset when she's dribbling with 3 people in traffic going behind her back. You know, we're going to talk about all that trainer AAU stuff with that crap. But other than that, I thought she really played very well. So,
Mike, Bob and I talked to you before the game. You were coming off 2 losses. Tough loss to Muhlenberg. A loss to a really good Lebanon team. How important was it for your girls to get back on the winning track here tonight?
Oh, that was great. I told them we actually needed that. I told them, you know, our heads went pretty big when we played Muhlenberg. They upset us. I said, Lebanon came in. You guys played a great game. I said, you know, we'll throw a couple wrinkles in there like we did against moving Sheree around. And if you play with that same energy against Lebanon, I don't see why we can't win the rest of our games.
All right, Mike, thank you so much. Congratulations. Good luck the rest of the season. Thanks.
Hughes.
Great job.
Bob, back to you.
Thanks, Coach Clark. As they win the game tonight, they get their 11th win of the season. And Coach Clark picks up his 310th in his time coaching high school basketball in Berks County. Again, 217 of them now with the Governor Mifflin Mustangs. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll come back with our Reading Fighting Phil's player of the game, our American Diner play of the game, and a lot more when we come back after this.
This season, stick with everyone's favorite snack, Diefenbach's potato chips. Legend has it, Mark Diefenbach loved kettle cooked chips so much, he turned his kitchen in Berks County into the ultimate snack factory. Now, 60 years later, we're still crafting our chips with the same passion and the finest ingredients, right where it all began. Diefenbach's potato chips, available in all your favorite flavors when you need that PA-crafted crunch.
Savage 61 Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram is once again the #1 rated auto dealership in Pennsylvania. Thinking it's time to trade up for something newer? We offer the most insane trade-in values you'll find anywhere. Whether you're looking for a new or certified pre-owned vehicle, our dedicated team will make sure you drive away happy. Visit us today at savage61.com and see why we're Pennsylvania's top choice.
Judd Firestone Plumbing is your trusted local expert for all your plumbing needs. With over 125 years of combined experience, our team has seen it all, ensuring top quality service and expert solutions every time. From leaky faucets to the kitchen or bathroom of your dreams, we handle it all with professionalism and care. Call today at 610-678-9080. Judd Firestone Plumbing, where experience and reliability come together for your peace of mind.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como postgame show. It's time now for our player of the game, brought to you by the Reading Fighting Phils and our all-new Redners Event Center at First Energy Stadium. The R Phils remind you to have your next sports team banquet in the R Phils all-new Redners Event Center banquet and meeting facility at First Energy Stadium. Whether it's a sports banquet, a wedding, a corporate meeting or event, or any charity fundraiser dinner, the number one place for events in Berks County for groups of 40 to 1,000 is the all-new Redners Event Center at the R Phils. Go to rphils.com/events for more information. And Rich Garcella is spending some time talking with the super sophomore Bella Super. Tremendous job again tonight. She had 10 first quarter points after Berks Catholic jumped out to a 5-0 lead in this ballgame. Bella Super just said, all right, that's enough of that. And she reversed that single-handedly with a couple of buckets, a couple of steals as well. She scored the first 6 points for Governor Mifflin, reversed the deficit, put the Mustangs on top 6-5, and the Mustangs never looked back as they win it tonight by a 48-39 decision. And Bella Super, for the 9th time in this, her 10th grade season, is over 20 points on the night with exactly that, 20 points for Governor Mifflin. And it's now time for our play of the game. That's brought to you by the American Diner in West Reading. Whether it's a breakfast, lunch, dinner, or a late-night snack, you'll find a variety of menu items and homemade desserts. American Diner serves breakfast all day, and dinner entrees include dinner rolls and butter, soup and salad bar, and a choice of a potato or vegetable. There's a full senior citizen menu that includes a free dessert, and military veterans receive a 10% discount. Open daily from 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. and serving the community for generations since 1994. Well, as we said, Governor Mifflin got that lead in the first quarter, and they never looked back. But there was a moment in that third quarter where the Saints got it going after trailing by 10 at halftime. Mustangs, Mike Clark talked about it. They struggled to start the third quarter, and Berks Catholic closed it to within 6 at 30-24. But Bridget Martin, another of those 10th graders for Governor Mifflin, got the Mustangs back in the offensive category with a drive and a finish to push it back to an 8-point game. And by the time the third quarter ended, it was a double-digit Mustang lead again at 37-24, and ultimately win it by 9. We'll take one more quick timeout. When we come back, we'll wrap up a high school basketball game tonight and set you up for the remainder of our schedule of the regular season here on 8:30 a.m. WEEU in Reading.
Elite Fuel Services has been one of Berks County's best-kept secrets for more than 20 years. They're a full-service heating and cooling company. Not only do they deliver heating oil, propane, diesel fuel, and gasoline, Elite also has a full HVAC team that is ready to tackle any of your heating or cooling needs. Just a quick Google search away, Elite Fuel Service. Read the reviews and give them a call. You'll feel part of the Elite Fuel family, giving you the peace of mind you deserve.
Looking for a game-winning play for your next tailgate or get-together? Score big this season with trays from Chick-fil-A. Delicious chicken nuggets and chicken strips, fruits and garden salads, chocolate chunk cookies, and their delicious mac and cheese. Make a play with Chick-fil-A and you'll be a winner every time. Visit Chick-fil-A at Broadcasting Square, 5th Street Highway, and Exeter Commons. Chick-fil-A voted America's favorite fast food restaurant.
If you are buying or selling a home, contact RE/MAX real estate agent Phil Macaronis. With over 20 years of experience and a member of the RE/MAX Hall of Fame, Phil does it all, from residential to commercial real estate sales. And with his large catalog of repeat and referral customers, you know you can depend on Phil Macaronis, no matter where you're looking for your next home. Call 610-670-2770 or call Phil directly anytime at 610-858-4555.
Welcome back to our Pizza Como postgame show. Just to wrap up the individual numbers, again, Bella Super, our Reading Fighting Phils player of the game, finishes with 20. Brooklyn George got it done at the free throw line tonight. She had 12 points, and 7 of those 12 came at the free throw line. Governor Mifflin in total did a great job at the free throw line. Bridget Martin with 8, including that play that ended up being our American Diner player of the game. Saray Redinger with 5 and 5 for Mia Vasquez. All 5 Mustang starters scored. Nothing off the bench in terms of point production for Governor Mifflin. For Berks Catholic, a great performance tonight by their freshman, Abby Cannon. She came up big time and time again, and she finishes with a new career high of 14 points, team high scoring honors as well. Sydney Corrado gave the Saints everything she had tonight before eventually fouling out. She finished with 12, 8 for Madison Langdon when it ultimately ended up, but it was a rough night for the senior. She scored 5 points down the stretch, but she just really found a shooting slump in the middle of the game. It just took a long time to break out of it. And then 2 points each for Liv Welker and Gianna Miranda, and 1 for Molly McFadden, and the Saint total of 39. So Bob Birmingham told us beforehand, we know what we got to do. We got to win 3 out of 5. Well, now it's 3 out of 4 for the Saints.
Yeah, the margin of error is shrinking, and they've got to find a way to get back on the winning track, because now they've lost 5 of their last 6, and they're really in danger of missing the playoffs for the first time in school history. And Bob Birmingham is in danger of missing the Berks playoffs for the first time since he was at Holy Name 15, 16 years ago. So, I think there's a silver lining here. They found something with Abby Cannon, I believe, because I thought she really gave them a lift tonight. And I'm with you, Bob. I think if it weren't for her and Sydney Corrado, this would have been a whole different kind of game. They would have been out of it a lot earlier than they were. And I liked what I saw from Abby Cannon and Sydney Corrado tonight. And they're going to need those two, and they're going to need Madison Langdon, and they're going to need production from whether it's Liv Welker or Gianna Miranda over these next 4 games if they want to make the county playoffs.
And they'll have another one tomorrow afternoon. They'll play York Catholic here at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium. That's never an easy matchup. And then Monday night, they'll be at the Geigel to take on Reading High. As for the Mustangs, well, on Monday night, they'll take on Wilson. So it's pretty much the way things are in Division I in girls and in boys in 2025. Speaking of which, that's where we're headed. Right back here on Monday night, we'll have the boys version of that. Reading High and Berks Catholic will be live here at Lloyd Wolf Gymnasium for that one at 7. Then Tuesday night, we'll be in Leesport to see the Schuylkill Valley Panthers taking on the Ole Valley Lynx. And then Friday night, we'll wrap up another 3 games in a week schedule as the Reading Red Knights will play host to the Wilson Bulldogs. We'll have that one for you as well next Friday night. Our scoreboard show is coming your way next with Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob back in the WEU studios to run down all the actions going on, some games on both boys and girls tonight. And Jeff and Matt will run through them all when we turn things over to them back at the WEU studios. That's going to do it for our coverage here. As always, thanks to Bill Hess and the athletic staff here at Berks Catholic High School, who always rolls out the red carpet. We thought maybe we could just leave the equipment here until Monday, but they said, nah, probably better that you take it back and bring it back again on Monday. So that's exactly what we'll do. Great job, as always, by our technical director here, Sean Tansky, getting things done for us. For my colleague, Rich Garcella, my name is Bob McCool. Again, Jeff Nolan and Matt Knob with the scoreboard show coming your way next. After the Governor Mifflin Mustangs go to 11-6 and now 7-2 in the division, dropping the Saints to 8-10 and 4-5 in the division with a 48-39 Mustang win. Have a great weekend, everyone. Go Eagles on Sunday. We'll talk to you at high school basketball on Monday.
You've been listening to High School Basketball on 830 WEEU, the voice of Berks and beyond. High School Basketball on WEEU is brought to you by
Adelphia Seafood, American Diner, Bachman's Roofing, Solar, and Remodeling, Chick-fil-A, Cross Keys Insurance, Diefenbach Snacks, Elite Fuel Service, Houndstown Reading, Judd Firestone Plumbing, Kuhn Funeral Home, Overhead Door Company, Redner's Warehouse Markets, Remax Real Estate Agent Film